Okay guys, I thought I'd just hop on here and give you a rundown because I have done my first week of ZOE. It has been really eye-opening. I have really enjoyed everything that it has allowed me to do so far. So I thought I'd just kind of fill you in what you can expect in your first week, if it's something that you're looking at doing, and how I found the journey so far. So the test day was, I kind of like brought you along for that anyway. I really struggled with the test cookies. I found that they made me feel really headachy, really nauseous, really just drained. In some of the video footage you can see that my face is just really drained. I just don't think I got enough energy from them. But then by the time it got around to dinner time that evening and I had like a proper meal, I made like a big Sunday roast dinner, that just perked me way back up and I felt loads better. So that was kind of just my personal experience on the test day. I know my mum and my dad did it as well, and I know someone else that's also done it and they got on perfectly fine. My mum did actually suffer from headaches and like nausea as well, but my dad really enjoyed the cookies. He absolutely just kind of sailed through that day, no problem. I will say, if you're concerned about getting the gut health sample, doing the blood test or inserting your sensor, don't be. They are really easy to do, and if you have any questions on the day, the customer service team were absolutely incredible. I honestly don't know what I was expecting, but the speed at which they respond and the detail and the help that they go into, it's just nice having that one-to-one personal connection, not being met with like a chat bot, because it is obviously really technical and they're relying on you doing it right so they can get the results as well. So that was really nice on the test day. Then after I did my test day, I've got into like my first week of trialing with my blood sugar sensor. So the first few days you can just kind of track your normal foods. You can input them into the ZOE app just so they start getting an idea of your daily foods that you're eating, how you're eating, bits like that. So that was all really easy. They have a really easy function on the app to be able to do that. It's just like if you're using any calorie counting apps or fitness apps like MyFitnessPal or LifeSum, it's just basically the same premise as that. You add your foods. What I really like about it is that it doesn't tell you what calories are in the foods, which is really refreshing, because a lot of health apps and a lot of these kind of things really focus on calories and your protein and your carbs, whereas ZOE is literally just interested in the types of foods that you're eating and when you're eating. So the fact when I was adding foods and it wasn't telling me the calories was absolutely amazing. So I commend ZOE on that. That is really refreshing to see. And that really stays true to their brand messaging and their vision and what they're all about. So absolutely loved that. The next few days, so you have some like learning to do, which takes up, I'd say, about 30 minutes of your time. The first day there is a very intensive quiz and it asks you how many times in the past few weeks or the past month have you eaten different types of beans, different types of meats, different types of vegetables, different types of fruit, different types of nuts. Loads of questions like that, just so it can start figuring out how diverse your kind of food intake is already. And then there's just different learnings on what you can expect, from learning about your blood fat levels and why they test for that and all that kind of stuff, which is really educational. It actually helps you stay on track with logging your foods and tracking your blood sugar responses. Then there are also some challenges that you can take part in. This is not compulsory, but they do say that it helps you understand your body's reaction to foods and food sequencing, food combining, different bits like that. So it asks you to choose a carbohydrate. On the list you can choose from like quinoa, rice, white bread, bagels, oats, couscous. I think that's it. And basically you have to do a challenge for 5 days, and during that time you will have the carbohydrate that you choose by itself, the carbohydrate mixed with a fat. Then you'll do it so you'll have the fat before the carbohydrate before the fat, mix them together. You'll have the both together and then do some exercise. You will do them and then go on a walk. You will do them and have apple cider vinegar. There's loads of different things, because it's just seeing where how you can have the same foods but you do it slightly differently, how your body responds to that. This is something what I actually haven't continued with, just because I chose oats because it's the easiest thing for me to meal prep going into the office. Bearing in mind, normally when I make my porridge in the morning, I have oats, chia seeds, protein powder, peanut butter, berries. I then have it with a protein bar. So I have quite a dense and heavy meal for my breakfast. And then it just wanted me to have 45 grams of oats with water and then fast for 3 hours. This was something that I just could not do. I felt so faint. I felt like I was really struggling with this. But it was interesting to see just the oats shot my blood sugar up to like 8.8 and dropped it down to 3.4, and it continued to keep dropping, and that was only after an hour. So this is something what was really eye-opening. I always thought that I responded really well to oats as a carbohydrate, but it seems to just spike me. And these weren't even instant oats, these were like whole organic oats, which are meant to be a slower release in your blood sugar. Obviously this is just for me, this is my personalised report and response that I got from my blood sugar sensor, so please don't think that oats are bad. ZOE is all about a personalised approach, so just because my blood sugar response to oats is like this doesn't mean yours will be. And it was even, my blood sugar response was even like this even with my normal porridge, with the protein powder, with the fats from the peanut butter, with the fibre from the chia seeds and the fruit. So I just don't think that I respond necessarily well to that. However, when I had steak pie, chips and mushy peas for lunch one day, I barely got a spike. I think it went up to like 6.6 and then went back down to like 5.5, 4.8. And the same happened when I had 5 pieces of sourdough toasted with butter, 2 eggs and 1 egg white scrambled, avocado, kimchi and baked beans. I literally had the tiniest spike. It wasn't even a spike, it was just raised and then went back level. I didn't get the dip after either. So this is really interesting. So now I'm looking at ways I can meal prep some of that type of food for my breakfast at work, just to keep me going a bit longer. So I'm kind of doing my own challenges within the app instead of following the ones they set, just to fit it around my schedule and get some learning for that. So that's the only thing that I've struggled to fit into my schedule with ZOE so far. I haven't heard when I'm going to get my results back from my gut health test and my blood test. I was going to say blood sugar then, but that's on this arm. I think based off of someone else that I know who's also done it, it's like 3 weeks after you send it off, you get them back. But she did say that they do email you with a time frame of when you can expect that. But in the meantime, there's loads of different things that you can be getting on with in the app, loads of different learnings. That's all really interesting. I think that's pretty much all the debrief I've got for you. It's just been really interesting to see my blood sugar spikes at the moment. I never really thought and how fast and quick mine goes down. My mum's is really level all the time, but both me and my dad, literally immediately after we've eaten certain foods, which is pretty much the majority of foods at the moment, we are seeing a spike and then dropping. And there's always a small dip as well, which is really concerning. So hopefully my responses will help me kind of navigate my way better around that and keep my energy levels high and stop those cravings. Because I did notice when I had the foods that didn't result in a peak and a drop and a trough, that my hunger levels were pretty much non-existent for a really long time period then, and my energy was perfectly fine compared to when I had the foods that gave me the spike and the drop again. So as like a nice little snippet, I'm also going to add in, I've also done this gut health shot. So this is the M&S and ZOE collaboration. I've already had this, so I filmed it just before I've done this debrief. So I'm going to show you how I respond to this, and we can see how my blood sugar spikes just in relation to this. Right guys, quick little catch up. So I have just been to M&S and I have bought the M&S Food times ZOE Gut Shot with over 5 billion live cultures and 14 different strains with milk, kefir and berries. So I haven't eaten since 10:15 this morning. It is now 2:30 in the afternoon. So I have been fasting for about like 4 hours. 11:30, 12:30, yeah, about 4 hours. So I wanted to take this and see what effects it has on my blood sugar readings. So I have reapplied the sticker on my arm because I had my old one on for about a week and it was starting to pull off, and they do provide you with two, which is really handy. So as it's tracking my blood sugar levels, I thought, let's give it a go. While I'm in M&S, pick this up and let's see real time what effect this has on my blood sugar as well. So I'm going to peel this off. I know you meant to leave it attached, but I don't want that touching my nose. So it's 150 mils, there's 60 calories for 100 millilitres, and 2.2 grams of protein with 5.6 grams of sugar. So let's see how this impacts my blood sugar. I will say it's really nice, it doesn't taste like kefir at all. It's nice and thick. It is a bit tart, but I do like that. I'm just going to put some water in and get the rest of it out. Okay, so I will just check my blood sugar reading now, and then I'll let you know what it is after about 30 minutes to see how this has impacted it. Okay guys, so I'm back. I have measured my blood sugar responses. When I took this, I think my blood sugar level was about 5.8, and 30 minutes after I was only at 5.5. So this shot by itself did not cause a blood sugar spike in me at all, and it was just really tasty. So I don't know whether that's told you anything. That was just kind of a little bit experiment for me because I thought it might raise it with the sugar in it from the berries, but it hasn't. So that was interesting. So I hope you found my first week with ZOE and my onboarding with them a useful video to watch if it's something that you're looking at into getting yourself. I will say I'm really impressed with everything that I've done with it so far. I can't wait to get my results back. And then if you want to see more, comment down below, like this video, and I will take you along for the rest of my ZOE journey once I get my personalised results back. And then we can see a bit more about what the app does, what foods it's telling me are good for my body, how my blood fat responds, and just all that good stuff. So if you've enjoyed this video guys, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button also, and I'll catch you at the next one. Thanks guys, bye!